This is the High School Football America podcast for August the 27th, 2024. I'm Jeff Fisher. The High School Football America podcast is brought to you by First Place Spirit Wear, the official outfitter of High School Football America. First Place Spirit Wear is reinventing the way coaches, schools, booster clubs are getting their fan gear to the masses. They're a hassle-free solution, especially for coaches who are doing this on their own, and a lot of coaches do it. They will take all of that work off of your shoulders and let you do what you do best, which is coach. Mike and Connie Meadows, the founders of the company, are incredible. They've got high-quality products, but what I like the most about what First Place Spirit Wear does is they have awesome customer service. In a day and age where people give you more excuses than solutions, Mike and Connie will give you a huge solution to your fan gear needs. It's a hassle-free solution that gives you an online store that's already up and running. If you go to First Place Spirit Wear right now, firstplacespiritwear.com, which is the number one, stplacespiritwear.com, or just click on the banner ad that's located on every page of highschoolfootballamerica.com for First Place Spirit Wear. If you go there, you'll already see your store, and they can customize it. And they've got some amazing designs already up there for you, and they can customize it once you start talking and working with them. They take everything and make it so much easier. There's no more ordering windows, folks. The people that at the BSN fan club, they've got ordering windows. You won't have that with First Place Spirit Wear. Open 24/7, 365 days a year. That's right, your store will be open year-round, and there's no ordering windows, and the orders will ship directly to the person that orders it home within days. Now, why is that a big deal? Well, it's a pain in the butt to collect money and then hold on to inventory, deliver things. Again, they take all the hassle out. They give you all the marketing material you need. You just plug and play it into your email list. And fundraising, huge thing, right? We're all looking to raise money nowadays. You can earn 10% on all sales. And during the off season, they go even higher, up to 50%. It's incredible. And here's another great thing. Once you sign up with them, all players, family, coaches, staff get $10 gift codes, bringing down the price. Yeah. The economy's a little rough these days. You always can use a little bit of help, right? And they carry the brand names like Nike, Adidas, and Champion. And if you're a coach or a booster club or anybody out there, just direct message me on social media or email me at fisher@highschoolfootballamerica.com. And I will put you in touch personally with Mike Meadows, the president CEO of First Place Spirit Wear. Again, you can go there directly by going to the number one, stplacespiritwear.com, or just do it the easy way when you're on High School Football America. Just click on their banner ad. It's located on every page of our website. And the podcast also brought to you by GameStrat, the fine folks there who have made their product into the premium sideline instant replay system that American coaches love. It has outstanding reliability, faster speed than Huddle Sideline, and as I always say, their customer service, just like Mike and Connie at First Place Spirit Wear, their customer service is A++. And they've got cool things within the system. The video transfers instantly. Connection stays strong throughout. That's important. And other great features, seamless video controls, video telestration, and play filtering. And again, you can't beat their customer service, but you might be able to beat it with some great pricing that will fit every coach's budget. And if you mention High School Football America to the fine folks at GameStrat, they will give you a High School Football America Friends and Family discount. To get that demo, go to GameStrat.com or click on the GameStrat banner ad that's located on every page of HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. All right, we're going to what may be the happiest place on the face of the earth when it comes to high school football right now, Draper, Utah, home of Corner Canyon. And we got head coach Eric Kjar on the line. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that Thursday night, Corner Canyon, the Chargers did something that put shockwaves throughout high school football as they upset national power IMG by a score of 35-34, and that bolts the Chargers from our preseason ranking of 35 to 9 in our first in-season that came out late Sunday night. And Coach is on the line to I bet she's still on a high, but thanks for taking the time, Coach.
I tried to keep that high. You know how it is as a coach. You just try to temper it a little bit, enjoy it some, but then we got Lone Peak coming right around the bend, this week on Friday. And they're a great team.
No doubt. 139 in our national rankings this week, and we'll talk about that down the road. But allow yourself a few moments here to just kind of talk about what it's been like to be, the head coach of this program, doing what happened. What's it been to be a teacher, walking the halls of your school? What's it like to have the national media spotlight shine on you? Whatever you want to talk about here. I'm assuming it's a lot of fun, Lone Peak aside right now.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. A lot of excitement just around the school, around the community, amongst the team. It was a great win, huge win for us and for our program. And I think it's kind of been a byproduct of our hard work over the last 3 or 4 years, even before this team got together and into high school. I mean, it's been something that's had to build for a long time. So that part's been great. And I think, just a lot of excitement, and people maybe that are, new high school kids into our high school are also people in our community just, I think, have appreciated it and have a lot of excitement for what these kids have been able to do.
Yeah, we haven't talked in 4 years. It's
been a while.
Yeah, it's been 4 years. But you know what? On that last chat when you were on the podcast with us, one of the things you talked about was, working through the growth, right? You've had a lot of success through the years. And, the next logical step that you talked about that at that time was, how do we've been good in Utah, but now it's time to kind of start stepping up. You played Bishop Gorman there for a little bit. And I mean, now knocking off IMG. Tell the fans around the country that the evolution, how you did that again. That what did you do to make sure that this program was ready in the time and the space Thursday night where you could make some noise on the national scene?
Yeah, well, I felt like you brought it up. That 19 and 20 team, I felt like we're good enough to play some of the big teams nationally. We just didn't get it scheduled, which I kind of regretted, especially that 20 team. But the 20 team really wouldn't have never happened just because of the COVID stuff. We were lucky enough just to play in Utah, but that was a really special team. And then after we, those couple seasons where we had a lot of success, it was something that we wanted to do and were able to find right fits. We went down to Gorman in 22, and they had a great program, really good defense, and we got blasted down there. And then we're able to play them pretty tight up here in 23, and just that evolution, you got to make sure you have the right team, especially as like a public school. You want to make sure you have the right team before you go play some IMGs and Gormans and Modern Days and St. John Bosco's. But we felt like we had that at that point this year, a good enough team and kids that were high enough level players where we could compete at that spot. And our work ethic's always going to be, I think, give us a chance in some of those games where we just, don't get ran over. But I think you have to have some pretty special players, which we've been lucky enough to have in our program right now. So
you guys were down 14 at the half. Talk a little bit about the adjustments that you made. Obviously, I mean, I don't have to be a genius to realize that allowing only one touchdown in the second half, something changed defensively, but what were some of the adjustments you guys made there in the locker room?
A lot of it was just talking about belief and staying true with our assignments, especially defensively. I felt like the things we were doing were good in that first half. We just weren't executing them defensively, and that's what our defensive coordinator, Cody Gardner, talked about quite a bit at halftime. Just ways we can fix those things we needed to do to just make sure we're doing our job and assignments on that side, and they just did a better job of believing in themselves too, and trusting things. And executing our scheme. I think IMG probably altitude maybe affected him a little bit, and then our kids are always going to be in really, really good shape, so I felt like that was a little bit of an advantage in the second half for us too.
Eric Kjar, the head coach at Corner Canyon, now in the national championship chat, as even though we're a couple of weeks into the season at this point, number 9 in the High School Football America 300. You mentioned your DC there. You're obviously the one that gets all the interviews afterwards and all that, but let you take a few moments here to wax eloquently about your staff and what they did to help put these kids in position where they could compete on Thursday night.
Yeah, Coach Gardner, our DC, does a really good job prepping our guys and getting them ready. He's got a high bar for all of them, just making sure that they're, playing at their best. They bring it every day in practice. They're trying to execute, and I appreciate that high bar from him. I think that's how you have to coach football, and then he gets, our other coaches ready to go. Like in our secondary, we got some good guys back there. Coach Bueller, Coach Rodriguez, and Coach Miller do a great job back there getting our guys ready. Same with our backers, with Coach Young and Coach Patterson, our D-line coach, Coach Watts. Like, it was all just a group effort, which you have to have. That's football. There's so many kids. There's so many different positions. There's so many different things you have to teach. You have to have it all. And that was key for us. And I feel like we do have a good staff that can help. You want to give the kids, the best chance they can. I think that's kind of what you owe them as a coach, and we try to do that as much as we can in our program. Our offensive line coach has been phenomenal over the years, too. He's a kid that played for me at Jordan High School, and we played a few national teams back then, like Don Bosco Prep and Bishop Gorman, or St. John Bosco out of California, too. And then he's turned around and after he played, has coached with me for a long time, too, and does a great job with our guys up front. I feel like that has been a strength of our team and our program, over the years since I've been coaching. So it's been fun just to see them all do a good job.
Yeah, when you keep guys around, it says a lot about you, says a lot about the program, and pays dividends down the road. Talking Corner Canyon football here on the High School Football America podcast. Eric Kjar has done a wonderful job there since 2017. We're going to get some of the kids in here by name, but I don't think, Coach, we can talk Charger football without discussing that little quarterback factory that you seem to have chugging along pretty good there. I mean, starts with Zach Wilson. I don't think we have to introduce who Zach is. You got a guy there at Ole Miss and Jackson Dart, and you got a new guy, and I've heard his name pronounced 2 or 3 different ways, so I'm not going to mess that up. I'm going to let you tell me how it's pronounced and talk about your next in the long line of great Charger QBs.
Yeah, Helaman Kasunga is how you say his name. He's just there's some similarities with all those other guys. You mentioned Zach, and we had a kid that was here that went 28-0 that's down at BYU, Colhagen, that super smart, intellectual player, just understood the scheme a ton. And then, Jackson, of course, everybody knows about him and what he did and his toughness, and was a national Gatorade Player of the Year. And Devin, who followed him, who's a big-time talent, that's a backup quarterback at Ohio State. There's been some guys. We had Isaac last year, who was a special kid that's up at Utah and doing well, and will probably get some playing time. He's been named their number 2 this year. There are some similarities in all of them. Probably the biggest thing is just their confidence and the poise that they carry themselves with. Like like that position, I think you have to have a lot of confidence because it can get shaken easy and in a hurry. And you have to believe a lot in yourself and a lot in what we're doing schematically too. And Helaman's no different with that. I think he does a really, really good job of that. He's a smart player too. He understands coverage and how to read and what we're trying to do in our scheme, and he leads our guys around him, and he's always the first one working his butt off in the weight room and spending extra time after practice, and a lot of those guys were the same way. Just work ethics unmatched, and they do all the little things to be special players, and they are, and he's no different.
Yeah, and when you're rattling off those names and the schools where they are, I mean, they're not small time programs. I mean, what goes through your mind when you're saying that about those names that just came out of your mouth? I mean, do you pinch yourself? What are you thinking when you say all those things?
I do, for sure, just because I think a lot of it gets attributed to maybe some of the things we've done, and I think we do a good job in our program developing those guys, but all of those guys were really special, kids. You can't just take anybody and turn them into who they are. Those all of them in their own right have been either really talented or, have that confidence. They're smart. They're good athletes. Like, they can all move and run around well, and the leadership qualities that are there. And we try to help them, develop that, but a lot of them, it's already there, and then we just, move it along or try to help them move the needle. But it is, like you said, it's like you have to pinch yourself sometimes. I've been lucky as a coach. We've had some really good kids come through here, and been lucky to coach them and help them out, and it's so fun to see them on their journey after. That's probably one of the most rewarding things as a coach, to get to see them go on and have success and get opportunity. It's great.
Yeah, it's quarterback you, I guess, is the best way to put it at the high school level. The way it seems it's going for you. Hey, Coach, I'd love to let you rattle off the names of everybody on the roster, because I'm sure from the scout team on up, everybody played a huge role there. But take a little bit of time. You've looked at the game film. Who are some of the guys that stood out and played a part in this huge victory for your program?
Jerome Miles played a big role in the game. I think his matchup was critical, and one that we felt like we could take advantage of. He's a big-time receiver that, he had 5 catches for 125 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he's a high recruit, 5-star talent that, he ran track for us and ran 10-3. He made a lot of big plays in that game for us, and I felt kind of was someone they had to be careful with coverage-wise and kept him from maybe just trying to bring a lot of pressure and going 0 or 1, which is great. Just those type of athletes can affect the game in a lot of different ways besides, them catching balls and scoring touchdowns. And then our offensive line as a whole played outstanding, just across the board. Our tackles, and then Easton Tapa, who played great for us, and he's been through some tough things. He lost his dad about a month ago, and Zion Finau, our right guard, played great and has been with us as a 4-year starter. And then defensively, Paxton Nigley played really well. Brock White had 10 tackles for us. He's a safety, kind of blew a coverage right before halftime, but then came back and played really well and made a lot of tackles. And just all our guys just battled. Like, it was like you said, I mean, I could name everybody. There's so many guys that played hard and battled well for us. Diesel Dart, Jackson's brother, who was number 20 on the film. He normally is number 10, but he was all over the place defensively, defending passes and making big-time tackles, and he's only a sophomore, but he played special. It's kind of a coming-out party, I think, for him on that defensive side. So it was pretty special night, and a lot of guys had to step up to be able to take a super talented team down like IMG.
No doubt about it. Well, as we wrap things up here with Coach Eric Kjar, we're gonna go right to where you started, which is it's great, a lot of celebration, a lot of fun. But you still have some football to play this year, 2024,
yep.
And you've got Lone Peak around the corner. Not so much about you don't have to talk that much about Lone Peak. We know they're 139 in our rankings. We know they're a solid program, a program that's got consistency there. But let's talk about what you said to the team, right? Because they were sky high. It is one of the biggest program wins, and I would venture to say not only in Utah football history, but in American high school football history. This week, ironically, is the 20th anniversary of Bellevue out of Washington snapping De La Salle's 151-game win streak. So I always put that up there at the top.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
And I got Coach Goncharoff coming on later on this week. I had a chat with him. We did a little reminiscing about 20 years ago. So with that being said, just to go back to what my question is, which is, what have you said to the kids about, the season didn't end Thursday night? And how do you get them down to bring them back up for another big game?
I think one thing that will help them is with our success that we've had, they always know that they've had like a target on their back. Like, it's almost every game we play, we get everybody's best game, which is good for us, right, as a program. That's what you expect. But teams get up and get ready for us, and I think they're used to that. So I think they understand like that quick turnaround and having the awareness to turn it back around and be ready that next week. And then that's our job as coaches too, to guide them on that too, and just talk a little bit about it, or also monitor it in practice and make sure they're getting ready and doing the things that they need to. But they're used to kind of that bullseye, and I think they know too, like, they can't celebrate anything too much because it moves quick. It'll be Friday here in a blink of an eye, and we'll have to be ready to go. So that's the great part about high school football too, or
Yep.
just football in general, is just the day-to-day prep and weeks to weeks and how they stack up and the different challenges that come each week. It's awesome.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. As I said, you're still teaching and all that. You've got a lot of things on your mind, and we just appreciate you taking 20 minutes with us to talk about your program and what was an awesome win. And we wish you nothing but success the rest of the way. Keep your name there in that championship chat. It should be a lot of fun to watch you. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate it, Jeff. Thanks.
And for appearing on the High School Football America podcast, Coach Kjar will receive a really smoking hot personalized fan gear pack from First Place Spirit Wear, the official outfitter of High School Football America. First Place Spirit Wear is so cool. They are reinventing the way coaches, their programs, schools, and their fan bases are getting their fan gear. I'm not making this up. We've been talking about them for 3 months since we partnered. You know High School Football America, right? We're very selective over the 20 years of who we partner with. Only the best. And I'm telling you, First Place Spirit Wear is the best, led by Mike and Connie Meadows, the husband and wife team. They're the founders. They work the company every day. And by the way, you might even have already heard of them by their sister company, First Day School Supplies. That's incredible, giving K through 8 all the school supplies they need. But anyway, back to the Spirit Wear fan gear, whatever you want to call it. They're doing a great job there. They're the hassle-free solution. They're really going to turn your head. BSN fan cloth, they're okay, right? But hey, they've got those ordering windows. First Place Spirit Wear does not have that. You can order 365 days a year, 24/7. Everything's online. You're not going to be hassled by having to collect money. Hold the inventory somewhere in your coaching office or in your garage at home and wherever it may be. And you're not going to have to deliver anything because all of the orders ship to the buyer's home within days. It's incredible how they've taken all of the hassles out of it. They have amazing designs, Fanatics-like experience. If you don't know Fanatics, you need to check them out. They've got some great stuff going on at the pro level and the college level. Well, First Place Spirit Wear is giving you that Fanatics-like experience at the high school level. Great news, 10% of all the sales goes right into your fundraising budget or wherever you want to put it. And during the off season, you can get up to 50% of sales. They give you all the marketing material. All you have to do is add it in to your email list, push send, and you're off and rolling. Players, coaches, staff, they get $10 gift cards. That's incredible, gift codes to save you money. Hey, the economy's a little tough right now. That's cool. They have name brands like Nike, Adidas, Champion. This stuff is so good. And by the way, the High School Football America shop is going to be up and running thanks to our good friends at First Place Spirit Wear in the next week or so. So we're going to promote that too. Check us out on our social media to learn about that. But again, folks, check them out. FirstPlaceSpiritWear.com. That's the number one. STPlaceSpiritWear.com. Or make it easier on yourself. Just go to highschoolfootballamerica.com. Their banner ad is located on every page of the website. Just click on it. It'll take you right to First Place Spirit Wear. There's a nice box there. You just search your school's name, and boom, up come a lot, and I mean a ton of designs that are there. And once you get contracted with them and put it together, you are going to love what they can do to customize it. When I say contracted, it doesn't cost you anything. You just sign a deal so you can work very well and get some of all the cool stuff that the fine folks at First Place Spirit Wear are doing. The High School Football America podcast also brought to you by NFL Play Football. Hey, coaches, you better check out playfootball.nfl.com for some great resources to help you improve in the coaching profession. And while you're on highschoolfootballamerica.com, click on GameStrat, the banner ad there. They are America's premier sideline instant replay system with outstanding reliability and faster speed than Huddle Sideline. Video transfers instantly in GameStrat, and its connection stays strong throughout the game. Other great GameStrat features: seamless video controls, video telestration, and play filtering. Setup is easy. Only takes 10 minutes. That's incredible. Plus, GameStrat has awesome customer service along with different plans priced right for every coach's budget. Mention High School Football America and they will give you a friends and family discount. When I talk about customer service, I'm just going to say it like it is. Coaches around the country. I had one coach over here for dinner on Sunday who said, boy, I hear a lot about Huddle doesn't call back people as well as they used to. That's the fact. GameStrat won't do that to you. They will never leave you hanging. They are awesome. To get a demo from GameStrat, go to GameStrat.com, or as I said, just like First Place Spiritwear, we've got their banner ad located on every page of the website at highschoolfootballamerica.com. Just click on it there, and you'll get to them and get your demo set up. Hey, don't forget to follow us, folks, on the social media platforms. X, we are HSFB America, Instagram and Facebook. It's High School Football America. On the YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/at High School Football America. We've got it, and it's all free, folks. Free content all day, every day. We're never going to ask you to sign up for anything. We're never going to put up a paywall. We are here for you, the fans. And that's the same thing with our podcast here. And we appreciate you listening to us. And we'll talk to you again later on this week. For now, this is Jeff Fisher saying you've been listening to the High School Football America podcast.